Welcome students. Now I am going to start the chapter wave optics. This is the introduction part of this chapter. So let's move with the topic Newton's theory and his model, actually that is a corpuscular theory, and with the relation of Huygens principles. So let's moving ahead with the first question. Which theory explains the properties of a light? There are many theories which explains the properties of a light. Out of many theories, there are five major theories of a light. Like the first theory was Newton's corpuscles or a Newton corpuscular theory, which is gave by Newton. So Newton's corpuscular theory, according to this theory, light consists of a tiny particles, tiny elastic material particles, which is called as corpuscles. These corpuscles enter our eyes and affect our retina to create a sensation of vision. Different colors are due to the different shape and size. This theory could explain reflection and refraction as well. But there are many drawbacks comes with the Newton's corpuscular theory, and few drawbacks are like the first, if light consists of a corpuscles matter, then continuous emission should decrease the mass of source of a light. According to this theory, light travels faster than in denser medium than a rare medium. Concept of interference, diffraction and polarization could not be explained by the theory of Newton's corpusculars. And Newton's corpuscular theory could not explain the partial reflection and partial refraction. So later we will discuss on the topic like what is a partial reflection and a partial refraction. So what was the second theory? The second theory was Huygens wave theory, which is gave by Sir Christian Huygens. According to this theory, light travels in the forms of waves. So if I'm just talking about what is a waves actually, so it is a disturbance. And this disturbance propagating in the medium, which we will call as a luminiferous ether. So that time Huygens told these things. For a light to propagate, there is a medium need, which we called as luminiferous ether. So what we are like considering in our complete universe is covered by a particular medium, which we called as simply ether. But there was some consequence occurs, and because of that, we knows that like ether is existing or not. We will tell later. We will discuss on that. So third one is different color are because of the different wavelengths. This theory could explain partial reflection and partial refraction, interference and diffraction as well. Like because of the different wavelength, they have different colors, which we categorize in the form of wave. In the light travels, if I'm just taking light as a wave, so light travels faster in rare and not in denser. This explained by the wave. Huygens theories have also few drawbacks because of that. This theory is not completely acceptable. The first drawback is rectilinear propagation could not be explained. Luminiferous ether could not found anywhere, because if the scientists start to search, okay, the if the medium is present over there, so some changement we can observe in the other experiment, but it was not actually observed. So because of that, we are just saying that ether is not present in our universe, or not ether or any kind of particular material or a medium. Third, they could it not. Which one? The Huygens theory couldn't explain modern physics like a photoelectric effect which was gave by Sir Einstein. Now let's move on to some MCQ question. Huygens theory of light assumed that light propagates in the form of waves, corpuscles, photons, or different shape and size particles. So the correct answer for this question is, according to the Huygens theory of a light, that light propagates in the form of waves. Newton's theory states that different color of a light is due to dash of the particle, different velocity, different amplitude, different wavelength, a different shape and size. The correct answer was this question is a D, different shape and size. Next, Huygens theory couldn't explain reflection, refraction, interference, or a photoelectric effect. So Huygens theory explained the partial reflection, partial refraction, but they don't explain, actually they not be possible to explain the photoelectric effect or the modern physics, which is under of the Sir Einstein. So according to this, the correct option is a D option. Now Maxwell's electromagnetic theory we will take here and just go with the procedure part. So according to the Maxwell's postulate that light is an existence of the electromagnetic waves. Light waves were assumed to be electromagnetic wave. For the propagation of electromagnetic wave, electric field and magnetic field are required. So electric wave and magnetic waves also required for that, means electromagnetic radiation is self-propagating composite of an electric field and plus magnetic field. Changing electric field produces a magnetic field, or we are saying changing magnetic field produces changing electric field. So they are self-propagating. There is no need of any medium. This theory could explain rectilinear path of a light, reflection, refraction, polarization, interference, diffraction. But they have some limitations also. This theory could not explain the modern physics like a photoelectric effect, Compton effect, like these kind of things we have. So then after scientist Einstein came, which gave the Einstein's quantum theory. Because of that, we are saying light propagates in the form of some packets, energy packets. And the single packets, here the term is single packet of light energy is called as a quantum. Each quantum of a light called as a photon has energy E is equals to h nu. Where nu is the frequency of a light and h is the Planck constant. This theory could explain the photoelectric effect also and the discrete energy concept. But they have again some limitations. The first limitation is this theory couldn't explain the concept like polarization, interference and diffraction. So students, as you observed, many scientists came like Huygens, Newtons and Einstein also, but they not reached at exact position. Somewhere the first theory was right and somewhere the second theory was right and somewhere the Einstein theory, which is the third theory, is right. But we are not going to say like, okay, only this theory is a finally acceptable. So now the again contradictory mark also variable in the form, and that is that what is actually light. This is a question actually occur in the scientist mind, like what is a light actually. This is a form of a particle which the Newton actually saying, and is that light is a wave, which is a Huygens is saying, because Huygens proved at least three experiments, and Newton's also takes like two or three experiment to explain the scenario. Now let's move with the some MCQ part. So, according to the Maxwell theory, light requires dash and dash to propagate. Electric field and magnetic field, electric field and gravitational field and magnetic field, nuclear field and magnetic field. So as we know, students, Maxwell's theory explains on the based on the principle of a changing or a varying electric field and the varying magnetic field concept. Because of that, we are saying that first option is the right option. Second question we have, electromagnetic wave could not explain interference, diffraction, polarization, or a photoelectric effect. The correct answer for this question is a photoelectric effect. Next, according to the quantum theory of light, light propagates in the form of particle, wave, packets of energy, and none of above. The correct answer for this question is a packet of energy. So now we are going to understand what is actually Huygens is saying, which is the concept of wavefront. So this is a point source, and point source have wave in all the directions. Because of that, we are saying this is a wave surface and this wavefront. So because of this point source, we are saying that wavefront is a what? So wavefront is a particular scenario, like a particular locus of the point in a medium where all the light waves are reached simultaneously from the single source, such that they vibrate in the same phase with the same frequency and the same amplitude. Types of wavefront. The first wavefront is a spherical wavefront. So point source makes a spherical wavefront, like finite distance. Finite distance is came because of a point source. Plane wavefront. Plane wavefront, if I'm just talking about, so like sun. Because of the very far distance sun is sending, actually the wavefront is in plane wavefront form. So any source which is an infinite distance located, their source light will be counted as a plane wavefront. Any source, infinite distance. Cylindrical wavefront. So if I'm just taking a slit, so what you have to take to make a slit, basically, you just take a piece of paper and just make a like scratch on that. Do scratch on that. Because of that, light passes from that scratch is this form. Okay, or you can open, like you can just take a box and in which you can just do mark a particular. to blank the sight. So if the light pass from this section, so there will be some kind of a disturbance is there, and the wavefront which is actually formed, and that wavefront is cylindrical in form. As you can see over there, students, there will be the slits are there. So extended or linear source produces at a finite distance produces cylindrical wavefront. Points which you have to keep in the mind: spherical wavefront came from the point source at the finite distance. Plane wavefront from infinite distance, and cylindrical wavefront forms from the extend or linear source at the finite distance. Classification of the wavefront. First, spherical wavefront at the finite distance. So, when a point source is at some small finite distances, the wavefront, the wave surface obtained as a sphere, that part is called as a spherical wavefront. This is a point source, and because of that, spherical wavefront forms. When the source is an infinite distance located, the small portion of the wave surface appears to be plane. It is called as a plane wavefront, like this. So this is the symbol of a plane wavefront, only straight line. Next, a cylindrical wavefront. So cylindrical wavefront, when the slit or a line source of the light used to part the wave surface obtain appear to be the part of a cylindrical, that is called cylindrical wavefront, students. Now let's move on to some questions. Spherical wavefront propagating in the homogeneous and isotropic medium gives rise plane wavefront, spherical wavefront, both spherical and plane wavefront, cylindrical wavefront. So the correct answer is both spherical and plane wavefront. Next, cylindrical wavefront can be obtained from point source of a light source like slit, light source like circle, point source like light at the infinity. So the correct answer is B. Cylindrical wavefront can be obtained from the light source like slit. The third question we have, as a plane wavefront propagates its radius of a curvature. So decreases, increases, first increase, then decrease and remains at infinity. The correct answer for this question is option A. Next question we have, light from the star reaching on the earth is in the form of a dash wavefront, spherical, plane, cylindrical or elliptical. So the correct answer is that we know that students star at the particular far distance away, because of that which wavefront comes to me, that is a plane wavefront. Now the concept of wave normal. So the perpendicular drawn at any point of the surface of a wavefront which shows the direction of a propagation of a light, which is called as wave normal. Like this is a point source, this is a wavefront, and we just draw a perpendicular on it. So that's called a wavefront. This is a point source. Because of that, a wavefront is formed, which is in a curve in nature. So spherical wavefront are like this. And if I'm just taking any particular point from the source, so that will be behaves as a waves. So this is a wave normal. And a wave normal is a radially outward in the direction. Plane wavefront. So in this case, wave normal. So normal wave normal is almost directed parallel. So students, this is all much about the today's like what is a wavefront and the meaning of a spherical wavefront, cylindrical wavefront, and a plane wavefront. I hope you understand the topic. If you have any question, you may ask the chat session. Till that, take care everyone, and thank you for watching this video.